What's going on, guys? So today I think I'm going to work on cleaning up the cylinder head that I have here, all ported and polished. So I did all that work. I haven't really cleaned up much on the head, so I'm going to go through with some soap and water and degreaser, clean it all up, get all of the extra like metal shavings and oil residue and stuff out. And then we will go on to seat the valves and all of that stuff, so we can get this project rolling. So yeah, stay tuned. Alright guys, so I've got the head basically as clean as I'm gonna get it, and it looks freaking awesome. As you guys can see, I did use the pressure washer to spray off some stuff. When you get water on this, this is an aluminum head, but the seats and also some other parts are like a steel alloy or whatever, so I'm pretty sure those can rust, and then also these studs. So it is important once you get it all sprayed off and wet that you spray it off with air and then dress it with some kind of oil or something, just so it doesn't rust and start corroding. So I'm getting my air all filled up in the garage. I don't know if you guys can hear that humming, but it's filling up right now. In the meantime, I did spray it off with a little bit more of this K&N Power Clean, just to kind of keep it wet. Once I'm ready, I'll spray it off one more time with the hose and then spray it off with the air, just so everything is nice and dry and there's nothing left over in the head. But it came out really great. I cleaned up all of the combustion chambers pretty good, and yeah, we are basically done cleaning it, and then we can start lapping in the valves and that kind of stuff. So if you guys ever do this project, it is important that you just make sure you get all of the water that was on it out, because that will rust in certain places. All of these studs here, they will all rust out, and you don't want it to kind of corrode and be gross down the road. So what I did is take about, I think it was 120 psi when I started, and spray out all the little holes here at the base of all of these studs, and then spray out the threads, and all of these got sprayed out. I took the caps off for the cams, so I kept or pulled these things off, sprayed inside the nut, and then also sprayed each of the studs there, so everything is free of water. There was a little bit of oil actually in there, and yeah, that was not too bad. But yeah, just make sure you spray everything out, all the little cracks and crevices that water might stay. Also the valve seats, with the valve seats there's a little crack just where they machine it and press it into the head, and water can sit in that little crack there at the top. I'm not sure if this material does rust, but it's best to get all of the water out from around it, so I went ahead and did that. And as you guys can see, the head looks like it's brand new. So yeah, we're about ready to set the valves in and seat them in with the lapping compound and be one step closer to having this thing on the car. So I'm feeling like Kyle from Boosted Boys. Kyle from Stan Santa Fe is super disappointed as well. I'm glad I cleaned this up. It looks really good. But I was inspecting, and this is a 2-valve head. So there's 2 valves per cylinder, and if you guys can see, there is a little hairline crack right in between each of the valve seats here, in this cylinder and in this cylinder here. So not sure what to do about that. This head just might have to get scrapped, which is disappointing because there's like more than like 10 hours worth of porting that I put into it. But it wasn't like too hard, so that's okay. But yeah, real disappointing that I found out that this one's actually like really deep. I can feel that with my nail, and this one is not so bad, but you can definitely catch a nail on it. And in the combustion chamber, I really don't trust that. I don't think it would affect too much, besides the valve seats probably loosening up a little bit as it heats up. But I don't know. I'm gonna look further into it and see if there's anything that can be done. I know like pulling the seats, getting it welded up, and then remachining the groove for the seat and putting a new seat in would probably be an option, but I don't know if I want to spend that much on this head, because yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna call it for that video there. Kind of on a low note, ending on a low note, but yeah, at least we learned how to do this. If we don't get to use the head, we at least learned how to do this. And yeah, we can pick up another head for cheap. We'll definitely make sure to check for that. I'm curious to see if it's like that in my car, because this head has more than, I think this one came with like 60,000 miles on the car, and my head has more than like, I think it's 130,000 miles on it, with an upgraded cam and push and boost. So we'll see if my head is actually like that as well. It was definitely really well hidden, just because all of the carbon in each of the little combustion chamber areas, so you could definitely not see a crack. So the previous machine shop that resurfaced the head and said it was good to go couldn't see anything because the carbon was still all there. So yeah, just make sure you guys, if you're gonna buy a used head, make sure you clean it up immediately, or have them clean it up, just so you can see if it's a good head or not. So yeah, if we don't get to use it, at least we learned how to do this. We have all the parts that have not touched anything. They're still fresh and ready to go in whatever head we decide. I'm gonna see what I can do about this, and I will tell you guys what I come up with in the next video. So disappointing, but yeah, what can you do?